Get those Cybermen out.
G'day guys, Sam from the Cybermen here. Today's video is super special. Bandai has reached out to us and asked us to reveal the blue draft box 6 giant force cards before they go up on the official Facebook and website on October the 16th. There's some excellent cards to show off, with support for Bardock's crew being at the forefront, which is really cool because I like Bardock's crew. I know a couple of our other team members love Bardock, so that's awesome. Let's get straight into it so you don't have to kind of wait. I just want you to remember to like and subscribe because we are doing this all for you guys in the community. It'll be great to get that support. Cheers. Let's start off with the commons. First of all, we have a 3-cost Bardock skillless. Normally I just gloss over skillless cards, but this time I just want to talk about it quickly because it has a few extra uses. He can be searched off Bardock's crew cards because he's a Bardock's crew, which is cool. And also he can be charged in energy and evolved on top of from energy with the new Bardock Ape SR, which we saw in the designer notes. I'm going to go through that card as well a bit later in the video. So that's pretty cool. The next common card we have is King Vegeta Great Ape Assault. For a common, he's pretty damn strong. I love that we're seeing some really strong cards in other rarities now rather than just all SRs and the like. He can evolve off a blue King Vegeta for 3 energy from your energy or from the battlefield, like a lot of these or all of these great apes in this series can do. I'll show you that King Vegeta soon. He's a 25k triple strike, and when he's played, he yeets an opponent's battle card back to hand, which is really good removal. And I just really love the fact that it's so strong for a common, which is really cool. Next up, we have a Vegeta Youth card. He's making another appearance. This guy is really awesome in draft, and he's okay in constructed. I probably wouldn't see that guy being played in constructed that much, but he's a 2-cost that allows you to self-awaken on attack. So when he attacks, you can take a life, and he then removes a 4-cost from your opponent's field to their hand, and then restands and gets another attack. So it is really strong for 2 energy. I just feel like 2 energy commitments at the moment, without having any way to protect them, are pretty kind of vulnerable. So I'm not sure if we'll see that in constructed, but I really like this card. The art's really nice as well. Always loved Vegeta Youth, which is cool. Next up, we have our first Bardock's crew card. This is Tora, Bardock's crewmate. Is decent in the Bardock's crew deck. Probably wouldn't be a 4 of. When he's used in a combo during your opponent's turn, you can choose 1 blue Bardock's crew card and restand it. I think given that Bardock's crew that we have now aren't that good to be restanded on your opponent's turn, it's not amazing, but some of the cards coming up do have blocker, so it would be nice to restand them. But I think it would be better if you could restand a card on your turn. I know that would be really powerful, probably OP, but it just gives it another utility. Maybe for 1 energy, that would be cool. The thing is, we've got Zarbon that does this for any battle card already. The only positive with this guy is he's blue, so he fits the deck color, and he can be searched with all your Bardock's crew searches. So it's not terrible. Obviously, you can use him to evolve on top of with the Tora ape that we'll show a bit later, so that's a reason to run him. But there's other blue Toras that you can use for that too. Alright, next up is Fasha, Bardock's crewmate. Similar to like a standard 1-cost Self-Awakener. She comes in for 1, she attacks, and this time she bursts 2, you take a life. Burst is good in Bardock's crew because you need Bardock's crew in the drop area to use some of your cards, some of the older cards, which is cool. And the other thing is, she obviously gets a 10k buff when she attacks and takes a life, but she also can take another life at the end of your turn, allowing you to +2 off this card potentially, or +1 if you count playing her. It's the first kind of 1-drop that's been able to take 2 life, which is pretty cool. They've balanced it by making you do that at the end of the turn. The third Bardock Lackey we have is Shugesh, Bardock's crewmate. He is a card that is really designed for draft play. We've seen a bunch of cards like this in the other draft boxes. I wouldn't play this in probably constructed. I mean, you might play him so that you can evolve on top of him from energy, but just as is, paying 2 energy for this is a bit much. So he's a 2-cost 15k that draws a card when he attacks, which is cool. In draft, very good. The problem is he's just going to be removed straight away in constructed, so neither here nor there. Not a bad card. So the first, now we have Borgos, Great Ape Assault. That is another common. We haven't seen the Borgos yet, but I will show you that soon. The Borgos 1-drop coming up is one of the strongest cards in this set, I think. But Borgos Great Ape Assault is an Evolve from Energy card again. You pay for 1. He is a barrier card that allows you to once per turn restand a Bardoc's crew and negate its skills for the turn. So you can use it to restand your Bardock 5-drop, make your opponent proc your order on that card, but then it negates that skill on the actual card you restood, so you can't keep doing it. So it's cool if you want to do it as your last restand for that Bardock of the turn, or restand another one of your Bardoc's crew with 5 or less. Now let's go to the next card, which is a skillless. This one I am going to gloss over because it's Tulu, has no traits that are interesting. It's a 1-cost skillless. That's it. Let's go to the next card. So now we have your boy Nappa making an appearance. This is Nappa Promising Youth. He is a Nappa Adolescence card. He evolves for 1 off a blue Nappa. It's the only one of the Evolve from Energy cards that isn't an ape, which is interesting. When he attacks, he's a 20k double strike, and he can untap an energy at the end of your turn. So that happens on attack. The auto goes off. It's a well-rounded card, I think. 1 energy, and you're probably sacking an energy for it, and then allowing you to untap. So you're playing him for essentially free, and also he's a double strike. Very good card. And the next card is an evolve target for that Nappa. He is a 2-cost skillless. The main reason you'd have this guy is for the card above, or the card we just showed you, which is to evolve from energy, charge him, and play this guy. Next up, we have randomly Chilled's Army cards. I mean, I know they kind of fit in with Bardock, but not really Bardoc's crew. This is a counterattack that costs 2 energy, 2 specified. So Baby is not going to be playing this guy, or at least playing him for any value. It counters the attack and plays the card, and then if he's KO'd, you play a Chilled's Army token. I can see this being kind of used in draft and being pretty valuable there, but in constructed I really doubt it. Same for this next card. It is another Chilled's Army. Pirate Guard Kabira is a counterplay. Play this card, and if the card being played is an energy cost of 3 or less, it goes back to the owner's hand, and then it's a 15k beater with the same auto as the card before. If he's KO'd, you play a Chilled's Army token. Again, nothing amazing. I could see it, people who like Chilled, which I know there are a couple of people out there who love the Chilled deck, could play a blue yellow or just a blue Chilled deck with these, but again, not amazing outside of the draft format. The last common card of this reveal is Flame Bullet, a blue version of Vardos Assistance from all the way back in set 1. I don't know if you guys know that card. It is a negate the attack, and you get to restand one of your battle cards. I don't see this being heavily played. Restanding one of your blocker apes in this kind of format, draft, or even in constructed could be fun, but because we have Vardos Assistance, no one really uses it. Safe to say that no one will probably use this, just because it costs 1 energy. If you're playing a blocker heavy deck, it might be worth it. Otherwise, probably not. So what did you think of the blue commons from DB6, guys? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment so we can keep bringing you amazing content like this. We are going to look at the uncommons now. We're not over yet. I just wanted to remind you because we really need your subscribers. It helps us a lot, and it'll be really cool for all you guys to support us. So uncommons coming up. This card excites me a lot. I think Bandai probably gave us the blue cards over any other color because of this card. So without further ado, Cybermen Infinite Swarm. So we have another Cybermen card. Again, it isn't amazing. I would really love to make a Cybermen deck. I did go to locals once with the kind of green Cybermen deck and actually won, but that's locals. So this is the only blue Unison card in DB6. So it's safe to say, I mean, unless a card that hasn't been revealed or given to us is a blue Unison, it's safe to say we'll get one for each color. It's a 2 cost that has a +1 to play a Cybermen token, which is a 5k with a 5k combo power. So you're not going to be really attacking with these guys. You can use them as combo pieces. You can -1 to remove one of your Cybermen tokens and bottom deck a 2 or less battle card on your opponent's field. So that's cool. It's following the manga and the anime in the way that, you know, your Cybermens are taking out the weaker characters 1 for 1. But let's be honest, it's not an amazing card. I feel like if it had a permanent giving all your Cybermen tokens blocker or something, or if it was a 1 cost Unison with a +2 to play a token, I think it would be a lot better. Again, I like the way it follows the anime though. That's really cool. And I think the art is awesome. I'm going to try and get my hands on a stamped one of these if they exist and get it graded just for the collection. The next uncommon card is another Bardock. Bardock, the Final Spark. He can be used from energy for the Big Ape as the other one can. And he also ramps if he's KO'd. He ramps you if he's KO'd. So what happens is, if this card is KO'd, you place him from the drop in your energy, which is really cool. The thing is, it's easy to play around that. Your opponent just won't KO him. His permanent stops any free play shenanigans. Like, he can't be played with skills from any area. So you can't use, you know, Dende, Goku, Wish, assembling the squad, which is probably a good thing, so that you can't kind of cheat him out and ramp, or cheat him out and get the big guy out. Next up, we have Fasha, Great Ape Assault. So now we're looking at the uncommon apes. She comes out for 1, and she's a 20k critical. She allows you to top deck an energy if you evolve her from energy and have less than your opponent, which is really cool. It was a worry that I was having with all these cards. If you're using all your cards in energy, you're really never going to have any energy for anything big at the end. But this mitigates that in allowing you to keep your energy levels up, which is cool. The next Great Ape is Shugesh, Great Ape Assault. He's a blocker, which is what I mentioned earlier with a TOEI. He can be re-stood on your opponent's turn to block again. He comes out for 1 as well. And the really cool thing about him is that when he blocks and if he's KO'd, he can play a 5 or less Bardock's crew card from your hand. So you're getting out your 5-drop Final Strike Bardock or your Bardock Ape really easily on your opponent's turn. It gets played with its skills negated, so any of the on-play skills of that ape or anything else don't happen, but so cool to be able to get that out really cheap. Like, you're paying 1 energy for this guy, which is amazing. The next card is potentially one of the best cards in the draft box. I haven't seen a lot of the other ones, but this card is insane. I don't know if there's going to be one for each color. It's quite possible. If there's not, this is blue on blue hate. It's crazy. If there's one for each color, I feel bad for baby players, or blue baby players. Borgos, Bardock's crewmate, is insane for 1 energy. Blue on blue hate, as I said. He has barrier. Once when you play him, you draw, and once per turn, when your opponent untaps an energy with a counter skill, they crit a life and place a card in their energy in the drop area. So it is just like, once this guy's on field, if you can't get rid of him, you cannot Dimension Magic and untap. You can't use all the baby kind of counters, untap energy, Meki Corp, all that stuff. I mean, obviously, Whisk Coercion, you know, none of that. It's like the, you know, the Borgos we had before, which stopped people from doing it on their own turn. But this is like crazy, man. I think the Borgos was on either turn, but it was with Senzu Bean and stuff like that. It was easily removed, whereas this is dumb. Anyway, let me know what you think about that, because I feel like it's going to be really interesting to see Blue Mirrors. If we see these cards in any other colour, it's going to be crazy. So the last uncommon card we have for this reveal is a multicolour blue-yellow card. Jean from the Broly movie, for some reason. I don't know why it's this one when all the others are just the standard DBZ Bardock's crew. She's not a Bardock's crew, which kind of breaks the decks. You can't really use her in that deck, or you can, but it's not that useful. She's a 2-cost that you play. It allows you to play a 2-cost skillless from the drop area if you drop a card, or untap 2 blue energy at the end of your turn. It's decent. 2 energy for 2 beaters. This is kind of good, but it's not amazing, and in draft it's not that good either, because you're going blue yellow and then it untaps 2 blue energy. It could work in draft, but it's not crazy. She's not Bardock's crew, as I said, so I don't particularly like this card. If it was Bardock's crew, it might be good to be able to search some blue yellow energy, but there you go. So that's all the uncommons, guys. What do you think? Yay or nay? Are you worried about Borgos? I know I am, and if there's one for each colour, it could be a big issue for blue. We haven't seen silver bullets in a little while, but I think this definitely fits the bill. Next up, we're getting to the exciting end. Rares are up next. We will start up with Tora, Great Ape Assault. It's a nice looking card. I love the mouth beam there. It looks really cool. He evolves for 2 from the battle area or energy as the others do, and he's a 20k blocker. He restands at the end of the turn, so you can swing with him and defend, and he has a similar skill to the Bardock where he blocks and he is KO'd, then he ramps you, which is really cool. And unlike the Bardock, this guy has blocker, so it's much easier to get your opponent to KO him. I really like this card. 20k, very nice for 2 energy. I can see it being played for sure in Bardock's crew. The next card we've seen before. This is one of the cards that was in Bandai's designer notes. Intersecting Fates. It's an activate main extra card that allows you to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose one to add to hand, and then bottom deck the other card. It's already a decent card for deck thinning, but then at the end of your turn you get to untap a blue energy. So it's a sort of free kind of deck thinning and searcher. I really like this. I feel like in blue you could definitely run this in any blue deck. It seems really good. I really like that. Next up, Downfall of Pride. It's another blue extra card, and this card is beautiful. One of my favorite artworks of the set so far. You guys probably know I love all the Frieza Saga stuff, so even though this is King Vegeta, but Zarbon, Frieza, Dodoria, really cool. It's a nice looking card, but I don't think it will be played in Constructed. It's 2 energy to bottom deck a 5 or less threat on your opponent's field, and also sends a Unison from your field or drop to your hand. So if you want to use your Unison skill twice in a turn, maybe send it to hand, play it again and use it again. Or if you need to grab one from the drop that's been milled or killed, that's pretty cool. But I think 2 energy is probably a bit pricey for an extra card in Constructed. I don't see this being played, but we'll see. And the final rare is another multicolor. Unlike Jean, this is actually a really good card. It's a 2-cost 16k blocker with Aegis, which I think is really underrated, especially since there are other Aegis cards that allow you to draw off 1 Aegis skill. It's pretty cool. It's a Bardock's crew as well, so that's a positive. And when he's KO'd, you can swap him into energy by adding a Bardock's crew and your energy to your hand, and he comes in active mode. It negates energy exhaust. So blue-yellow Bardock's crew is looking really cool. We already have the yellow Bardock's crew from the last draft box to add in, and Planet Vegeta is always a great card when apes are involved. So I feel like excellent card for the deck. And Bardock's crew, yeah, I just really love it. And we've shown you the commons, shown you the uncommons, we've shown you the rares. So let's get straight to business. We'll go straight into the SRs. First of all, you've seen this guy already. Bardock, Great Ape Assault. He was revealed in the strategy notes from Bardock. From Bandai, sorry. But I want to look at it anyway. He goes so well with some of the other cards. He's a double strike blocker that comes in for 2 energy using the evolve skill. And when you evolve him on a card from energy, you draw 1 card and at the end of your turn, switch him to active mode. So he's ready to block and ramp 1 in rest mode from your deck. So that card from energy is getting replaced in rest mode, which is really nice. For 2 energy, this is amazing. And then obviously you can bring him out with the Shugesh, I believe it was, or the Borgos for free on your opponent's turn, but the auto doesn't go off. And he's not a blocker because he gets his skills negated. So really good. Awesome looking card, good value. This is definitely going to be included in the Bardock's crew deck. Next up, we have the Blue King Vegeta that we spoke about earlier. He has some great skills in his own right, though, so he's not only going to be evolved from energy. He has Deflect, which is super important at the moment. With all the free counterplays, Deflect is amazing. When he's played, you can grab a blue Unison from the drop and add it to your hand and untap an energy at the end of your turn. So you're playing him for 3 and then getting one of your energy back. And he's also a once per game negate. So when your opponent attacks, you can discard a mono blue card and negate the attack. That skill is then negated for the game. Obviously on further copies of the card, you can still use it. But look at the art, like that is beautiful. Some of these cards are looking super cool. I really love them. The next card is probably my favorite SR from the reveals we've had so far, just because it's really cool support for skillless. So Chilled shows his face with really good addition to blue skillless. He comes in for free if you have if you have 3 or more energy and you discard a skillless battle card from your hand. And if you deal damage with this guy or remove a marker from a Unison, you can tap 1 energy and play a 3-cost skillless from your drop or deck. So that's so much value. You're essentially playing this guy for free. You can drop the skillless you're going to play and easily attack a Unison and deal marker damage. Attacking a leader and trying to deal damage when your opponent knows what the skill does, they can combo out of it, they can stop it. But attacking a Unison, they have to negate that or block it, otherwise you're going to be playing a 30k, which is actually really cool. I really like it, the art's nice, and I think it will go well in even just Kidku skillless with blue, so nice. The second last SR of the reveal is an extra card, Riot Javelin, beautiful looking card. It's a 2-cost negate that also yeets a 5 or less ignoring barrier. Very good in draft, but 2-cost negates, as I said about 2-cost extra cards before, they're a bit out of favor in Constructed at the moment. We'll see with time on whether it's actually used, but I feel like there are better options. I mean, why pay 2 costs to get rid of a battle card when you can use Trunks and send it to hand for free before it comes in and things like that? But we'll see. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you think this is going to be in Constructed, let me know. I'm keen to hear your thoughts as well. Now we'll get on to the final card of this reveal. It's an absolute beauty. I love the art of this card. I love the effects of this card. Bardock Legends Origin is a new blue-yellow arrival card. He's a value powerhouse. It comes in for 1, untaps your energy at the end of the turn. Untaps the battle card at the end of the turn. So he's a blocker. You can attack with him, untap. And he also draws 2 cards if your leader card is Bardock's crew. So if this guy's on the field and staying on the field, you're drawing so much. You're getting so much value out of this card. It's amazing. 100% play this card in your Bardock's crew. The other thing is, just if you thought he wasn't good enough, which would be crazy, is he can be played with energy exhaust negated if you have a Bardock's crew, blue Bardock's crew on the field. So awesome. You don't need to play check lands. Just play this guy. Chuck him in energy. You can even send him back to hand with TOEI if you want to ramp him, and then you can arrival that guy. Such an amazing card. I'm not going to lie, if the other cards didn't convince me, this pushes me over the edge to wanting to make this deck. I think Bardock's crew was always fun, but it was never super competitive, and now this can be a really big powerhouse of a deck. I really like it. So what do you guys think of the blue DB6 cards, guys? That is the last one for this reveal. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments. I want to thank Bandai for the opportunity to reveal these cards. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe to help us out. We love you guys. Thanks for the support. Cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe to keep up to date on all the Dragon Ball Super content. We want to thank Grand J Games for all their support and remind you to use the code CYPERMAN5 at grandjgames.com for 5% off all your singles needs. Cheers.